Welcome to the channel. Please like and subscribe. And well, it's been a while. The reason why I don't want to talk to details why I have not been posted, but it's been very frustrating and it's been frustrating on my part because the things I was doing before, I'm no longer doing it for the time being, and so hopefully I had to move on. But I can tell by myself, I am a computer technician. I have done a lot of systems. I fix laptops, desktops, printers, servers, blade servers, SAN storage systems, software applications, configurations, do patch management, everything. And the reason why I have not done no food review, probably not. Let's just say this: it probably wasn't getting enough attention, or didn't put enough information. Probably wasn't put enough entertaining on my channel, and to get the retention I needed. Even though it was good, it was slow. But sometimes eating all those greasy food kind of affects your health. And most of the time, I'm really advocate for new technology because I like to deal with new equipment. Like with computers, everything. I always buy new stuff when I can, and I enjoy every minute of it. Test it out, see what is new, what is the same, or what is different. Also advocate on space and new technology as well too. Yeah, it's growing up seeing the space shuttle from the best of time and this worst of times. I'm not even want to talk about the worst of times because you just have to move forward on that. The one thing I never seen, only seen on videos and pictures, is the Apollo mission from 69 to 72. And we have not been back there yet. And now there is opportunity for us to go back. And the opportunity has been missed so many times because of contract obligations, supposed to meet these certain deadlines, cost overruns. It's just a mess right now. But now we're actually going to make it happen because we are putting these companies accountable to make it happen. But let's go back to the lunar landing system drama. Yeah, it's the big drama that NASA promised the contract, for the bidding winners, they will select two. Yes, NASA was praying, NASA decided to say they selected two for the International Space Station. Why not pick two contractors for the human landing system? Okay, that's no problem. And then hopefully that some of the system is reusable. That's what they betting on. So, every company, every manufacturer put their bid in, and everybody went through all the phases, and NASA's rejected a whole bunch of them, and it came down to 3, and we all know what the result is. Yes, I'm not talking about the each company offer, even though everybody offered their different prices, and some of their prices was kind of expensive, but I do understand that SpaceX option was reusability. That was their main goal, and that's what NASA's looking for. They're looking for cost saving because they're looking for what's the best vehicle that could be reusable, not only just use once but be reusable. But NASA had to pick a contractor. Unfortunately, pick a winner, and they was hoping that they would select two. That's all NASA want. And when it comes to the human landing system, they just only want to select two so they have a redundancy. And they don't have to worry about one vehicle and have a single point failure. If one doesn't work, they got a backup. Simple. The whole mess started. The whole stupid mess started because NASA requested for a certain amount of funding to select two landing systems for the moon, for the moon. Simple. And they thought Congress would understand it. Well, I think Congress probably really didn't understand why they're requesting this amount of money. So they gave them a certain amount of money, so that gave them enough room to select one. And when NASA got the fundings, they told everybody that they only have enough money to select one. Yes, and that one was SpaceX. I mean, it was a tough decision. It was a really tough decision for NASA because they had to select one. They really want to select two for redundancy, but they had to select one. Which, Blue Origin, the national team with Blue Origin, Draper, and Lockheed Martin was not happy. And the Dynamics team, they were not happy. Of course, they took their protest to the Government Accountability Office, and the GAO sided with NASA's decision because it was the amount of money they received from Congress. And it's just a mess. But Dynamics understand they didn't push any further because they do understand that NASA still do not want to rely on one system. So they go into the next step, Appendix N, to get a contract for the second lander because NASA still want a second option. Well, unfortunately, Blue Origin, owned by Jeff Bezos, did not want to give it up, part of the national team. So, he put another protest, and now he's taking them to court. Yes, he's taking NASA to court, and now the decision going to be finalized in late October or early November to have the decision settled, because his company think they say like, hey, there should have been two, which is technically true, but it was not NASA's fault to get the option to select two. Well, this is what Jeff Bezos tried to do, because he want to either prove their point or break up their contract to rebid again. But because his company has done it before. Well, why I say that? Why did I say his company has done a breakup of a big contract before? Well, let's take back around 2019. Yes, 2019. Don't know everything, of course. Why am I doing that? This is one is involved with another government agency, the Department of Defense. This is for the Pentagon Jedi. I'm not going to go to all the technical lingo on it, but it is the new generation of security cloud infrastructure. And a lot of companies was bidding for it. I mean, there was a well-known companies was bidding for it because this was a $10 billion contract. Well, it came down to two big companies, and it was not new. One was Amazon from Jeff Bezos. The other one was Microsoft. Well, back in 2019, the previous president at the time did not get along with the CEO at the time of Amazon and the CEO of Blue Origin, because he also owned some partnership with the Washington Post. So, and that president at the time, he got a colorful personality, and he they kind of butt heads. Well, let's just say they didn't get along. They were not the bestest friends, because we already know the whole story. So, his company lost the contract of that $10 billion from the Pentagon to Microsoft. Yes. And then from there, they protested, went to the accountability office, and then went to the courts. Because they say it was political in nature, and they believed that it was the president at the time, the previous president at the time, had some influence in that contract, which everybody kind of suspect. So now in 2021, in July of this year, the Pentagon agreed. They canceled the $10 billion contract with Microsoft, and which it calls to rebidding again. And that's where, and now that part, I'm closing that part. And now they're hoping it would do the same thing with the Artemis human landing system, which now it got attention to Congress. So they do recognize that problem. So they gave them some extra money. How much money? Well, just say they gave it an extra $100 million. Because Congress said like this, well, NASA was given a $24 billion, but you know, they had to break it down wherever the budget, everything had to go. And they just want this drama to be settled because they still, they do understand now, Congress do understand now that they need a second landing system because NASA must have told them, they say, we need 2 landing systems for redundancy because, you know, like they can't rely on 1. They need 2 for redundancy. Even though they respect Blue Origin to right to protest and right to take them to court, but they're annoyed by it delays the time because they would have been smart enough to say like, look, you know, you didn't win. You could go to the appendix and we are, you know, guaranteed we're going to select a second human landing system. With Blue Origin, believe that is not going to happen because they think it's not going to work. But for NASA, it does. It's important to them because they still want a second landing system. They're not going to rely on 1. They still want 2 just in case because they learned that from the Commercial Crew Program for the International Space Station. Simple. So the court's going to settle in October, late October, early November. And I'm going to say this. If Blue Origin loses case, they have to respect NASA's decision and continue on with SpaceX to develop the Starship for the human landing system. If Blue Origin wins, then the contract has to be modified or rebid again. But also, if Congress did say they give NASA extra money for the option for the lunar for the second human landing system, so be it. So the court's going to settle, and I believe that Blue Origin is not going to win this case because it's going to be an uphill battle. But there was some good news out of it that Congress finally understand what NASA was trying to do, and they give them extra money. And it depends on the next budget that comes around for them to select a second lunar lander because it's going to depend on the next budget. So anyway, this is my video rant, and I will see you next time.